Hello, fellow True Dungeon fans. I received a surprise from True Dungeon, and I thought I would show everyone what this surprise is. I think some other people received it as well, but I did not know this was coming, and it was awesome to receive it. So it came in this envelope here. I already opened it and peeked, but so I'm pretending like let's just pretend like I just opened it, all right? It's an unboxing or an unenveloping video, if you will. All right, so let's see what our contents are. All right, so let's see. I think that's everything. Yep, that's everything. So it came with a cool Runeheim sticker. That's the I guess zone, the adventure name for the 2025 adventure series for True Dungeon, which sounds super exciting. So this is what we have. We've got a small envelope. I definitely know what this is. This is something that we get every year far back as I can remember. A very cool pre-order now open. Shipping starts November 1st. If you haven't heard yet, the pre-order season, or the early bird season that they're calling it this year as well, has already started. I think that started at the beginning of October. It might have started a little earlier too. But anyway, the tokens start shipping November 1st, which is amazing. So it's super cool. And here's the flip side of that. Basically the same thing, but just kind of a different zest to it. Something that's really cool is this here, the 2025 mini quick token reference. So these are really awesome. Hopefully you can get one of these. And if you've never seen one of these before, I'll kind of go through it real quick. You see an alphabetical listing of the 2025 tokens. So you can see the names, and the colors represents the rarity as well. So here's an Archer's Buckler. So that's a token that you can transmute for. The red is going to be your rare, the green is going to be your uncommon, and the black here is going to be your common. And here's purple, and that is ultra rare. So you can see all the different 2025 tokens here. Just really cool. A little bit of information here. Like that has some synergistic capabilities, as does this one here. You can read about that. Oh yeah, and also the tokens that you can transmute, like these legendaries here, which is going to be very sweet. Now, something they did a little different this year is they printed it long ways like this. So it's a little hard to fit everything into the camera here. So this is the 20 standard pack ultra rares right here, all the way to here. And at the bottom, you can see the volunteer tokens. Typically, the rare volunteer tokens are part-time, and the ultra rare tokens are full-time volunteers. Those are great to collect as a volunteer, or as a collector such as myself. I'll connect with volunteers throughout the year and try to acquire some for my collection. But what's different about this printing is it's not printed this way, it's printed this way, and kind of like a fold out right there in the center, which is kind of interesting and fun. Here's the transmuted tokens that I mentioned earlier. You can see very cool graphics of all of those guys. And of course, these three here, you need to transmute into these three here. Really looking forward to that. And then all of these other tokens, you can use lower level tokens to transmute for. And I believe these here require completion tokens. I'll have to read up more on that. So don't quote me on those two, but I think that's how that works. I think this is the first time they've had a graphic like this in the book, which is pretty cool. New updated set bonuses. So you can read all about that. And this is a really exciting part of this little guide here. This little checklist rather, so you can collect. So this is really great for me because I, of course, want to get one of every one. And let's see if we can find the ones that I was just looking for. Yeah, right here. it might be a little hard to see. See where it says requires participation tokens? So there's a little asterisk there, and it's the Bead of Asgard and the Bitfrost Charm. So those are the ones that I was just pointing to here, the Bead of Asgard and the Bitfrost Charm. So those require participation tokens. Some people call them completion tokens as well. And actually they're labeled here as completion. So maybe that probably should say completion token. Maybe, who knows? This is something they always do. That's kind of fun. We won't know what these are until we collect them, but we can get a count. And we can also see like the pluralization or the of, which is kind of fun. And MT is monster trophy, so we know there's going to be 6 monster trophies for 2025, unless there's some surprises, but that's what that normally means. And here's the recipes, which is really great to plan ahead because, of course, all these trade goods, you know, it's likely that you already have some, and if you don't, then you'll know how many you need to track down in order to transmute the tokens that you want. And if you haven't heard yet, in the back you can see the OmniCube and the Omni Orbs. Those can be used in part of the recipe for some of the other items that you might not have luck finding. So that's a really fun thing to do as well with those orbs. So that's that. Let's jump to this small envelope. I believe if you place an order that year or in a particular season, the following season you'll get this kind of thing here, and it is a 2025 token. How about that? So this is the first 2025 token that I have for my collection, the Defender Plate Mail with the very cool new little ravens on either side. That's the year symbol if you were unaware of that. So that's the year symbol for the 2025 tokens. Defender Plate Mail is a reprint token, one of the most popular torso tokens for cleric fighters and paladins. Now for the astute observers, I believe that this color is a little different than the other tokens. If you grab, once you get a 2025 token, hold it up next to a previous year's token. This one has a more copper-like sheen to it, in my opinion. So it's kind of hard to tell unless you can do it right, you know, with your own hands. So yeah, tell me what you think there. But I believe this has a more lighter copper-like tone. All right, so for the big time reveal here, this has never happened before. What is this? Oh, well, first let's look at this. So it looks like a little advertisement card. Normally this is the XP cards. So it's advertising next year. So raid on Raven's Hold at Origins in June of 2025. Go to td.events to get tickets. And then Rune Crag Crypt at San Japan, which is going to be in August of next year. So that's really amazing to know when these things are going to be happening, at least for people like me who like to plan way far in advance. So that's excellent. So back to this thing that I've never seen before from True Dungeon, a adventure calendar. As I was just mentioning, I love to plan as far in advance as possible. So this information is usually on the True Dungeon forum website. You can go to or not the forum website, just the True Dungeon website, and go to upcoming events. And you can see all this information. But this is kind of amazing to see it in this printed form, which was going to look great on my wall. 2025 TD year at a glance, and you can see the highlighted green areas here for the virtual events. So here's V28, 29, 30 in March, and then in April it's no virtual with the exception of only the patron event, and that is for people who purchase the 8K orders. You become a patron or acquire a patron pin in another way. Nothing in May, so we get a little break in May, and that's more than likely to prepare for Origins, which is in June. You can see it highlighted here. And then, actually it's probably nothing in May to also prepare for Gen Con too, which is happening in July. So that's I'm pretty sure that's what's happening in May. They're preparing for the June, July, and August adventures, origins, and Gen Con. Speaking of Gen Con, you see it here at the end of July, and then you've got it at the beginning of August. August is going to be crazy busy. We're finishing up Gen Con. We've got a virtual V31, and then San Japan at the end of the month. September, another virtual. October, one of my favorite conventions of the year, Gamehole Con, and a virtual in November. And December right now, nothing is scheduled. So there is that, an incredible 2025 adventure calendar, printed on nice hard stock, great for wall hanging. A little advertisement for Origins and San Japan, and a really cool token, the first of my collection that will go in my collection. One of my favorite things of each year, the little mini guide with this cool little printout there, and a reminder about the pre-order. So that is the special surprise stuff that I got from True Dungeon that I didn't know was happening. So thank you very much, True Dungeon, and I hope you guys enjoyed yours. If you got one of these, tell me what you think about this calendar. I think it's amazing, and now I hope they do it every year. So there you go. So thank you for watching the video. Oh yeah, do that liking and subscribing thing that I always forget to remind people about. It will help spread the love of True Dungeon, and thank you for watching. See you next time.